Here we are today bringing you some 1989 baseball cards. Okay, so we'll bring you good information here. Here's Lou Whitaker, second base guy. He's got a lot of action. Second base, woo, you got a lot there. So here's a little information about him. Here are the teams and the years in which he played and all the different scores. They take it all apart so you know it all. And then, of course, the before and after of the All-Star breaks. Next we have Tim Biersack. And a little bit about him. And the year and the clubs in which he played. Now if you want to really look at some of these scores, you can turn around, just pause the video. If you made a bet with somebody back in the old days and now you got the card to prove it. It's baseball. Okay, Tom Browning, picture. You can always joke around with him. Especially for anyone who may have gone to the games way back in 1989. Help them bring some good old memories back. Okay, a little about him. The teams and the years that he played. He just started in '82. Of course, this, their career continued after these cards, because these cards are 1989. Here's a Do You Know fact. So it's always good to go back through history. And those who may have gone to the game maybe are elders now, and talking about it might help with their memory. Give them a good one. Before and after. Keith Brown. A little about him. Games he's played, and some Do You Know fact. Be surprised how many of those old-timers who went to the game can tell you something about this Do You Know fact. And they can say, oh yeah. So if you already heard the stories from them, you'll see whether they were right on or not, huh? That's the fun part of looking at the old cards. Especially to baseball fans. Next we have Norm Charleston. A little about him. The teams and the years, and another Do You Know fact. Interesting, isn't it? Before and after All-Star breaks. Dave Concepcion. Infield. A little about him. Teams and years that he's played. Well, I'll have to give it to you in pieces because he started really early. Look at that. Started in what, 68? And this is his second half. Quite the career, huh? And the before and after All-Star breaks. Kyle Daniels, outfielder. A little about him and the teams and clubs that he played, the years. He only started in '82, so I'm sure his career continued after this. Before and after the All-Star breaks. Eric Davis. A little about him. Year and clubs he's played. And the before and after All-Star breaks. Bo Days, catcher. A little about him. Years, teams, and scores. Well, I have to give you this one in pieces too. Because he started in '71. And of course these cards only go to '89. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Rob Dibbles, a pitcher for the Reds. A little about him. Years and teams in which he played. And did you know fact? And before and after the All-Star breaks. Nick Esaski, first baser. Little about him. Teams he's played. And the before and after All-Star breaks. Whoops. John Franco. A little about him. Year and clubs he's played. And the before and after All-Star breaks. Danny Jackson. A little about him. Year and clubs that he's played. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Barry Larkins. A little about him. and some of the clubs. Now, he only started in 85, so it's not too much, but I'm sure his career continued after these cards were made. And did you know that? 40 stolen bases. Wow. He's good. Before and after the All-Star breaks. Wow. Good batting average, huh? A good player. Team loved him. Rob Murphy. A little about him. The clubs and years that he's played. All his different scores. And the before and after. Ooh, 0-0. Well, he wasn't there that long. Paul O'Neill. A little about him. Clubs and years that he's played. And before and after the All-Star breaks. Jeff Reed. A little about him. Years in clubs that he's played. All his scores. And then before and after the All-Star breaks. Pretty good, huh? Good batting average. Joe's Regal. A little about him. Years and teams and scores. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Ron Robinson. Okay, this picture is a little different. Look at that. It's almost like, okay, his arm didn't line up with the rest of them. How'd you get that? Looks like something went wrong in that printing, huh? Very different. Interesting. Okay, a little about him. Year in clubs that he's played. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Chris Sabo, third baser. Ooh, critical spot to be in. The pressure to get him out is really hard when you're on third base. Okay, a little about him. Some of the clubs and years that he's played. Oh, he only started in 83 and the cards only go to 89. So I'm sure his career continued. Look at that. 46 stolen bases. Ooh. There we Doors, glasses. Okay, I guess that makes a difference. I don't know. Wow. The batting average is nice. The before was over 300. Great job. All right, for third base. Woo. Candy Sierra. Pitcher. All right, a little about him. I only started in 83. So there's a score and a do you know fact. And the before and after. Van Snidder, outfield. A little about him. Years in club. And the before and after. And I'm sure his career continued after this, after the All-Star breaks. Jeff Threadway, second base. I think if you play a base, it's really harder for you as a player. Some people are really good in those positions, and that's why they're there, huh? A little known fact here. And the before and after the All-Star break. Frank Williams. A little about him. Clubs and years. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Herm Winningham, outfielder. Catch it. A little about him. Clubs and years. All the scores. And the before and after. Good. The All-Star breaks. Very good. All right. And there you have them. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing them to you. Be sure to share them with others, especially the old-timers that may have gone to the games, seen it all in person, and spent their year talking and talking about it. Now you can see it and talk about it with them. Bring joy, bring memories, bring it all home to them. Alrighty, be sure to share now, okay? Bye-bye now.